to add myself to the stream because StreamYards was being weird on the computer. So it took me a minute, but I wasn't talking, so you guys didn't miss anything. Okay, let me thank you all so much for being here. Here's a little something while we wait, just a very little something. Hold on, let me get to it.
And Kai, when you're on Jen Lou's channel, what do you do with the like button?
Smash, smash, smash! Yeah.
All right, so there you guys go. If you haven't done so already, please give your girl a thumbs up. It helps. It's a free, great way to support the channel, and I appreciate it very much. So the jury has reached a verdict. However, the judge is going to allow like an hour for people to get in. And so, for the family and stuff to get to the court. So I am just waiting with you guys. We're just on. I gotta mute them. So we'll just get it over to Law and Crime for this while we wait. And I want to thank everybody who messaged me. I wasn't ignoring. I was trying to get my computer to start. I appreciate it though. Everybody's like, Jen, the verdict is in. Allie, do you want to come up since we did this together? What do you think? I can send you the link in in our chat. Fix the long crime because I know a ton of people are going to be streaming this, and so the less I have going on the YouTube page itself, the is oh turn that off. Let me add this to the stream. We do have a verdict, Tiffany. We do have a verdict. Just everybody their way to the courthouse. The judge said he would give everyone an hour to get there. And as you can see on the screen, the total time that the jury deliberated was 6 hours, 51 minutes, and 3 seconds. It is 10 a.m. local time, which means that they only deliberated today for maybe a couple of hours.
Rich, so that's announced and will. What do you think the public reaction might be to this? Is this, I mean, other than releasing?
Oh, welcome, Lurking in the Bushes. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Let me turn this down. I feel like I'm screaming over these people, and I don't want to do all that business. And we're not going to miss anything. I have it up on the screen. We're not going to. It'll be fine. So yeah, there we go. Oops. Okay. So this is crazy. I missed your did you want a link, Allie? Well, I'm just gonna send it to you anyways. Hang on just a sec. Let me send this to Allie real quick. Everything is just being real slow today. I don't know what's going on. Let me do this. See if that helps. Let me invite a guest. All right. I'm sure that's really fun for you guys to listen to me talk myself through things that I do literally 11 billion times a day. Let's see. Oh. All right. I'll send the link. What do you guys think? Hi, Christine G. That's me. You want to come up, Christine? Yeah, the storm was really for really real about to hit Lori.
I'm most curious about that. And when jurors talk, and I'm sure somebody will, I'd love to hear how that all played out. Again, I'm assuming guilt on some level. Hey, Rich, now we look forward. I'm never one to look too far back. We look forward. We'll have the Chad trial coming up here, but depending on the outcome of this trial, it could impact A, whether that trial goes forward, B, how that trial looks in terms of formal charges. We do know that the death penalty is still on the table for Chad, but not in this case for Lori Vallow-Daybell.
I want to hear
Right.
this.
So the mistakes that were made by the prosecution here in that regard, I think were not made in Chad's case. So death penalty.
All right, let me
is
send
on
you the link,
table.
babe.
My understanding is that his lawyer was a pretty active attendant at this trial, and clearly he was trying to, see the prosecution's case because it's going to be much of the same evidence, and probably to watch the jury and see how they react and help make a plan for the defense of Chad. And the verdict here could impact that. Most obviously, one could consider, if they were Chad, trying to negotiate to take death off the table if he pleads guilty to charges. That would be a pretty obvious path to explore.
Oh, welcome
in
to
terms
in
of a
the
plea deal. I
in
don't
the
know if the
did I say
prosecution would take
docs?
that. I
Dax.
don't know if Chad would
Hey,
take
welcome.
that.
Thank
But if
you.
there's a guilty verdict here, that's going to have
Welcome
to
the ward.
meaningfully affect how he thinks about his trial
Oh, and B
coming up
Crumbs,
next
thank
year.
you
And one
for
of the things
gifting
that he might be thinking
memberships.
about,
Thank
we
you
know that
so
Lori
much.
Vallow-Daybell did not take the stand in this case. Maybe if all goes south against her,
I mean, this is
Catherine,
pretty.
maybe Chad Daybell says, "What the hell?
I said I wasn't
might
going
as
to
well
talk
take the
because I wanted
stand
to listen.
and see how that goes." That could impact his trial
But
on a substantive level.
how apropos that the verdict comes down on Mother's Day weekend. I find that to be completely wonderful. All right, so listen, I'm going to mute and let you guys listen to this while we wait for everything to happen, because honestly, I'm nervous and I need to have a cig. Okay, that's just how I'm feeling. All right. So let me mute. I'll turn it up, and I'll be in the chat. I can still see y'all. No, hold on. So KPM, where is it? So I can highlight it. I think on certain cases and require a mandatory sentence, yes. However, and I don't know why it won't highlight your comment. There it goes. However, in this case, I don't. There are other. So there's like a couple of different charges, the murders, I should say, of JJ and Lily, and I am not sure about that. Just answer not sure, because I'm not sure. I should to begin with. So, all right, let me turn this back up for you guys, and I'm gonna go have a quick.
Now we should see live from the
Smoke.
Lori. Will she be guilty?
All right, I'm gonna mute.
Murder or conspiracy of her two children and Tammy Vallow, Daybell? We don't know. We're going to find out soon. Stay where you are as we continue to watch live from outside the courthouse. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Law and Crime. I'm Michael Bryant. We do have a verdict in the Lori Vallow case. We're being told that it is going to be read live. It will be streamed live. We'll have that for you here at about a quarter till. So at about 2:45, roughly 20 minutes from now, you can see outside the courthouse there in Ada County in Boise, Idaho. The press is gathering. There are those inside keeping their seats warm, waiting for that verdict. And of course, Gigi McKelvey is one of those doing that. So she'll be able to give us her insights from inside the courtroom as things are preparing for the announcement. The jury with the case for officially 6 hours, 51 minutes. And with the charges they were reviewing, about right, most seem to think. There were the 3 murder charges, the 3 conspiracy charges, and then the grand theft charges related to the misappropriation of Social Security benefits and death benefits and things of that sort. So as we sit and put this together, let me talk to my folks. I've got some extra brain power added here. Not that when Rich Schoenstein and Catherine Lizardo are here, that's not enough, but also, Anjanette Levy is joining us as well to share her thoughts. You know, she's been following this case from the beginning and before the beginning, right, Anjanette? So give me your thoughts on a 7-hour verdict.
I actually think it's fairly quick, Michael. I mean, maybe not given the evidence that was presented by the state in this case, but when you think about the charges that they had to consider, going through all of that, following the jury instructions, combing through those, and then deliberating on each count. This may be, you know, there's some say, oh, you have a couple of hours of deliberation for each week or what have you. But maybe in this case, that wasn't necessary. And one of the reasons I say that is because, you know, those phone calls between Lori Vallow-Daybell,
Hi, girls. Give me just a sec.
and her son Colby were so incriminating.
Sure.
When it came to parents, JJ and
It's finally time. It's here.
the call again.
Jen.
So
All right. Hopefully that's better. I moved closer. Yeah.
Okay, listen. Remember last
Can you hear
night
me?
when? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Remember last night we were talking and Amber had said we were talking about Lori Vallow's lawyer saying that you know, Chad's books were dumb and he didn't have that much money and all the things, and Amber had put in chat like something about her being pissed about it. Well, last night after we got off, I went to lay down and I played Nate Eaton, and I actually fell asleep watching him, so I didn't see it all, but he did mention that Lori was crying and mad. So it'll be really interesting to see her attitude today, her body language. I'm so happy we get to actually see it. That's all.
Just the body language there.
I hope she brought her good eyebrows.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that was really the.
I don't think she did.
Do you think, is her son going to be there?
Moment, and I think that
I don't know.
shows.
Can you
I
girls
bet
hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
And in some ways, I feel sorry for
Okay,
Lori
all right.
Vallow-Daybell. You know, not to take.
What a rigmarole.
This is a big deal for you guys. I feel kind of like
I'm going to also turn
you guys
this
have covered it
setting.
so long, done so good.
So what?
Yeah, but
as for the general rule about how
hang on.
Well, I only
I'm
felt
going
like
to
that
turn
for a
the
second. I'm
quality
still
down
here.
on this part because honestly,
I've been involved.
I'm going to turn the there. I'm going to turn this because we don't really have anything we need to see. We're just trying to listen right now for the verdict. So hopefully that will help. There's a lot of people, the bandwidth is like bananas. I can't be more on top of so
that they have. You know, they have their own.
It's crazy to think back about when we first started following this. Like all of us have been really following from the beginning. A lot of us have been following from the beginning. And oh my gosh, it's crazy to think, you know, it's been years waiting for this.
Years. I used to be
Yes.
a Reddit moderator on that big Vallow subreddit. Gosh, and it was crazy. Like when I think they had found the kids because I remember they had asked me to look at a picture and like see if I can enhance it. But man, years. It's been years since I've even done that.
That would be really cool. I bet you got a lot of information in there. because Reddit has some stuff. Sometimes with these some stuff over there.
Yeah, people would send like
Reddit is
some
one of
people would
those
like message the
things.
moderators a lot of weird stuff.
Crazy.
Yikes.
But you know what? When I was doing that, I actually got in like the person that trained JJ's dog, the service dog,
Yeah.
had reached out to me, and I actually ended up speaking to them on the phone for like
wow.
10 or 15 minutes, and it was like so bizarre, like now that I think back on that situation, because I'm not really the type that like ever talks to somebody involved with the case, but he was telling me that like when Lori brought the dog, she didn't like brought the dog back because they found out she was giving it away, and they said you need to bring it back, and when she brought it back, she didn't
Oh
let
my
JJ say
gosh.
goodbye. She just like grabbed it out of the car and went over to him. And that it was strange because like their families, like him and his wife train the dogs, and then they like, and it's a ton of money and a ton of time, and but they get to know the family it's going to pretty well, and so they had got to know her and um her Charles Vallow, and like the family like knew them, and she was just like super awkward, and it was just a weird awkward experience, he told me.
I remember
Oh, wow.
watching him do
Can
an
you guys even
interview
hear me?
about
I can
seeing
hear
the
you.
dog being for sale. I heard,
Yeah.
wow.
Okay, all right, because I
That's
don't
it
know,
though.
the connection's really wonky.
Yeah, it seems like your connection's a little wonky. That's okay.
For me.
Yeah, I don't know what to do to fix it. I can't be more on top of them. Let me go yell at all the kids and tell them to turn their Wi-Fi off. Hold on.
I wonder how like I haven't really seen like a wide shot of all the people in front of the courthouse. I wonder how many people are there.
A wide shot, but I did see Laura, not Lori, Larry going in, and there was a lot of people around him, a lot of reporters. They were asking for his thoughts. That was East Idaho earlier, but he was saying he expected a verdict today. And yesterday he went in playing this music for JJ, and he said something about, this is just the beginning. We have to go to Arizona and get justice for Charles.
Oh
So
yeah, is that happening?
she's charged there, so I don't know how that will work. Like if she's sentenced to life in prison, how would that work?
I don't know.
But she's definitely charged, and
Do you know what
apparently
was
he probably knows.
disappointing about this? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just saying he probably is hearing that from somewhere, but
Oh yeah, true. You know what's disappointing about this trial for me is I didn't stay on top of it like you guys, and you guys did. I mean, you guys covered it so well, and with Crime Curious, but um, what's it called? The Rob Wood's voice was so not my. It wasn't what I expected, and every time I'd be listening to the audio, I would like it would always like strike me that his voice sounded so different than he looks.
oh really? That's interesting.
Hmm.
Thank you, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. I've always liked him. He kind of looks like one of my brothers, and I don't know if that's what it is, but I have like, I don't know. That's interesting.
His voice didn't match his face. Like the judge for Letitia's trial, like I loved his voice. He had the best like deep voice. I could just listen to it.
I wonder what's going on with Jen's thing. But yeah, oh my God, I'm nervous. Do you think it's going to be guilty?
Yes.
For sure.
I mean,
I
yes.
think it was. I do. I do too. I think it was pretty fast. And
I think
now,
that her hair, whatever it was they said on the tape, was like the most like
yeah,
jaw
yeah,
dropping, like shocking
and
thing
the
that I heard.
text. Did you get to hear?
No, I don't know about the text.
You cut out for a second, or I did. Sorry. Yeah, my internet's bad, but I'm gonna walk a little closer to the router. But yeah, oh my God, you got to hear the text, Christine, because they literally, you have Lori talking about number one, Melanie's kids being zombies, and they talk about like taking Chad's like, I'm going to take away their pain tolerance and increase their pain, and talking about it's very strange. You have checking
Oh my
on how
gosh.
close JJ is to death, his death percentage, and it's yes, you got to listen to those because they are like, wow, I don't see the jury hearing that and then coming back with anything but guilty.
So can they find her not guilty for like first degree murder, but still guilty? Is that one of these states that like does that? Or it's either guilty or not
Yeah, I
guilty?
think so because no, I think it's pretty complicated because Nate Eaton was saying that because of like the enhancements on some of the charges, or like say they find her guilty, he was saying they could find her guilty of conspiracy but not the murder, or certain other charges because she's charged with several things. So I don't know, might not find her guilty on all of them, but and also Teresa, since Jen's not here, I know that she would say thank you, and yeah, appreciate that so much. Thank you. Says verdict fee.
Aw, I missed it.
I
What
don't know,
happened?
man. I'm nervous.
I needed a human moment and I needed a drink. Can y'all can't hear me again, huh?
No, I can hear you. Thanks for muting this time.
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you. Teresa sent a super chat, and that was I was telling her thank you for Jen. I was like, I know Jen would want to say thank you. So
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. I had a human moment. I had to go potty, and then I was going to not be in the living room. I was just going to be in my room because my daughter has a friend over, and that's, chaotic. Not, there's just noise going in and out and stuff like that. And I like to respect her privacy. She didn't sign up for YouTube. I did. But because there's so many people apparently, and how StreamYard, it's very important for them to keep you apprised of the latest webinars they're doing. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Gage. So we have like 10 minutes, you guys. Also, I think part of the problem with my computer is being slow is because it updated last night in the middle of the stream and I meant to restart it and I forgot. And then when I opened it this morning, it's like, you need to restart. Well, you're not the boss of me, computer. I'll do it when I'm ready. Tell me my business.
Isn't that funny how like we put stuff like that off?
say?
Like we don't. It's funny how we put stuff like updating our phones and our browsers and stuff like we know better. Like no, that doesn't need to be done right now. Do it later.
That is not a priority. That is not a priority. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what system you're running or who programmed you. Clearly, me with my good enough diploma, I know better.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody said Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Happy Mother's Day
to you, ladies.
To everyone.
To chat.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
I know I probably won't see you before then, so.
You might.
Maybe. I got one good wrenchy comment in when I showed up. Do the things. Do the like and stuff.
Yes. Is there if there's a mod, Allie, it says your devices aren't connected, babe. It'll probably there it goes. If one of the mods could do me a big huge favor and drop the links for membership and music melts for Nadie so that we can while we're waiting, people can be shopping. If you guys use the code Queen of Roasts, you'll get a discount.
I've had some of Nee's melts. I love them.
Oh
so
my
much.
gosh.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
She's the sweetest thing. And the packaging was like
heavenly.
When I got my package, I was like, and I mean, I do this for a living, and I literally like stopped what I was doing. I was like, this is incredible. She puts a lot of work into it.
She does. I want to tell yes, her packaging is adorable. It's all personalized. And the thing about it is, if you're not sure about scents, right? There's a place on her website to contact her. If you guys tell her what
Hmm.
scents you like or don't like. She matches them. All I told her was that I like really crisp, clean, like citrusy scents. I don't like musk at all, anything musk. And she sent me a personalized little sample package, and there is literally not a scent in there that I didn't love. In fact, it took me a long time to figure out which one I was going to melt first.
Same, because I had never used to melt. Like I never used the Scentsy things or anything before. I didn't know. I was like, what is this even? I was trying to like look up pictures on Google, and she's like, well, what kind of candles do you like? And then, so I told her, I was like, I really like the pumpkin flavors and the apple ones, like during winter. Like those are like my favorite things. I like buy a ton. But I was like, but otherwise, I don't know. And so she sent me like perfect flavor scents. She sent me a bunch of perfect scents, like because I told her that she knew which ones to do. I love it. I'm looking at it
Yes,
on my desk right
they're
now.
perfect.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're all perfect, and I love it. All right, let me do this right quick. Um,
And I told her she doesn't charge enough, so y'all better get in while she doesn't.
exactly, before she catches on.
Before she realizes it.
I have a feeling, right? It's all gonna well, I mean, like, I didn't mean catch on to like how much she charges. I meant like before she gets super, she's gonna be like
Inundated.
famous for this.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so too.
yeah, inundated. That's the word I was starting to say, but then I wasn't sure about it.
She's
If
really
that's
good
the
at
word
it
I
for
actually
sure.
wanted to use.
Look at this
I'm
lady.
nervous.
This lady was pointing at the camera. Or at the door, maybe. Whatever. Do you think
I
JLR's out
wonder.
there?
Ooh, I don't know, but you know what I do wonder? I wonder if who from Lori's family is there.
Yeah, I wondered that too. I wondered if
Is
what's
anybody
her
gonna?
son's
I
name? It's
mean, you
escaping
know,
me right now. I can't think of the boy's name. Her son, Colby.
Colby. Remember
I
cheese.
wouldn't.
Remember Colby cheese. I have little tricks like that to remember stuff.
Okay. I
Which is
wouldn't.
how
If I.
which is how I remember Tellini, because it sounds like tortellini, and then sometimes I'd be wanting to say tortellini, and I know that's what's happening. The cameraman is Blair Witching us.
I gave Tortellini a hard time, and then he came out afterwards and did those very classy statements, and I respect it.
Yeah. 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 All right, you guys, like 4 more minutes. Can't even believe it.
Maybe you should test out
I
your
really
stream.
thought,
Make sure we.
oh, what do you want me to, if we can hear it or not?
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Marie said she
Okay.
believed that Ray had been from seeing kind of
There you go.
indoctrinated into this. It's shocking to me that they didn't call somebody, an expert in cults, to testify about this, because Chad Daybell obviously had a hold over her. I think we can see that quite clearly.
Yeah,
She
I'm
didn't
just
pull
hearing
any
from
like
inside the
I
courtroom
don't know
that
about all
insanity.
that.
Jeanette, and we could get the verdict in as little as 5 minutes. Kathy,
Say
Kookaloo.
that again,
different there on the
Christine.
ground there? Does it look like this
Trina
kind of coming
Dickerson is
to
now a
a head?
kookaloo.
Oh, thank you. Welcome to the
People here. Well, there's maybe
Cookaloo.
25 people out here gathering now, spectators.
Hold on.
They're starting to walk up more and more, and they're taking their own video with
Put it like this.
their phones.
And I'm going to skip forward because we were a tiny bit
And
behind.
then I think ultimately it was waste.
Okay.
If they found her not guilty, this would be bigger than Casey Anthony. This would be a huge upset. There's no way.
I listened to the jury instructions, okay?
Mhm.
And when they were up with them, I just that they're complicated, right? There's a couple of steps, like follow-up answers and questions, but they're, how do I put it? Expansive is not the right word, but extensive is what I should say. The charges are all, and the explanations, the definition are, don't think that the jury, there's no way to find her not guilty on everything. She can't be acquitted on
because
everything.
they say, like, if you don't find her
Because
guilty for this, then
that,
you
go ahead.
can find her guilty for that.
Yes,
No? Okay.
because she has a lot of lesser included charges. Can you hear me?
Hmm.
I'm answering you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, you're like answering no, like I didn't answer, you didn't hear me, so I just want to make sure that you can hear me.
Yes.
So they have lesser included charges. It would be very difficult for the jury, in my opinion, to be able to acquit her on everything. And I've talked about this a few times with respect to Casey Anthony. There was no special instruction in the jury instructions. And this is why jury instructions are so important, because
Oh.
there was no special instruction in the jury instructions in Casey Anthony's trial that allowed them to find her guilty of first-degree murder without knowing the cause of death. And that came from the judge who presided over the case. Because remember,
Oh.
they were hung up on her cause of death, but it was, and the jury said that. But the judge clarified it more by saying there was special instruction. So if they'd put a special instruction in there that read, it's not necessary to find cause of death in order to find her guilty of first found guilty.
Yeah. I didn't listen to the jury instructions here, or
They just couldn't get past. That's why I listen to them, though. But you don't cover trials, so you don't have to listen to that stuff. And I remember when I was listening to them, the chat was saying, "Can we skip through this? Can we skip through this?" And the jury after the presentation of the evidence is the first important thing in a trial, and the second important thing is the jury instructions. And I think it's important to understand what those jury instructions are.
yeah.
No, it's not a Florida thing. Okay, so typically when we go to trial, when there's a trial, we typically know the cause of death. Okay, obviously, if you're in trial, the manner of death is homicide. But most of the time, when people go to trial, they know what caused the person's death. But in Casey Anthony's, because of the way of how Kaylee was found, the medical examiner could not determine exactly what she died of. She died of as a result of homicidal violence, but not specific. And it's not a requirement for them to know that in Florida. But it would have been helpful for the jury to understand that as part of their jury instructions, that they don't have to know that. They don't have to know the answer to that question to find her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not a Florida thing. So yeah. Now I think if the jury gets hung up on anything, if there is any wiggle room anywhere for reasonable doubt, it's going to be with respect to Tammy.
Oh,
Because
uh-huh.
I do think that this proved it. She definitely knew about it. She definitely, but I don't know if is enough there to prove the conspiracy. That's the only part of the deliberations, I think, or the charges that maybe it might be difficult, and that might be the one that she is not found guilty of, which would be acquitted. But that does, I mean, although it's would be sad for Tammy, the truth is everything that if she's guilty of all the other stuff, she's never getting out of jail. Excuse me, prison.
I went and got my computer because my phone is not working at all. And like the picture was completely blurry. It wouldn't even pull up YouTube hardly for me to type in the chat. I am so annoyed. Ever since the towers switched to 5G, my data is horrible. And that should make it better, but I get less service, but it says 5G. It's stupid.
I'm so glad you made
Anyway,
it back in
sorry about
time.
that.
Well,
This is your moment.
I know, me too. And I'll say that
I'm so glad
know,
too because I
I
want to
know,
see.
and
I
I'll
was like, I can't
say
believe
this,
this.
Allie. It was blurry because of me. I turned the quality down.
Well, it looks better on my computer.
Yeah,
little
they will
bit,
switch
so
to
I
the
think
courtroom. Yeah, because I fixed it. I had the quality turned way down.
Vallow-Daybell was presented
Oh,
in the
okay.
case.
I made it blurry.
Obviously, his case, death penalty case, but you have to wonder if Lori Vallow-Daybell is indeed found guilty on these charges. When we hear this verdict coming up here very shortly,
Maybe we should make Christine G stream share her screen.
Plead to
Me?
take off the table.
Maybe if you guys want. I can see it better now, but
Yeah, but I can see on my thing that it says connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging it into your router or moving closer. But I can't be any closer. I'm literally on top of it.
I might can
Where
try
is it?
from my laptop where I'm at. My mom's on the
Lawn
Wi-Fi
Crime?
now, and not East Idaho.
Yeah, it's on
has
Lawn
it.
Crime. East Idaho.
I know
has it
East
too.
Idaho has it. I don't. Okay.
Let me see
I
if
was
they're
wondering
in the
if they would
courtroom
be.
yet.
Yeah, I didn't know if
I mean,
I was
I
about to
can't-
ask you if Law and Crime was. Sorry.
They said they would. But let me go over to East Idaho News just to check. Let's see what they're doing.
I think to do that, I have to unhook my Bluetooth. Do you need me to or not?
I would like it if you did. If your connection is better, I would appreciate it. Yeah, they're not in the courtroom either. They're on hold as well. I can't imagine that there would be a scenario where. Okay? Yep, I can hear you just fine. I'll stop sharing. I can't imagine there would be a scenario where Law and Crime wouldn't stream it.
I wouldn't either. I just wondered if they would do it like on that run you were on, or I don't know. I think they will stream. I think a lot of people probably stream it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm watching you guys. There's nothing going on.
Oh, you know what? I've never used Ethernet, but I've thought about it. Sorry, I had my cigarettes down in my metal cup. But have you tried that, Jen? Using plugging the cord right up to your laptop?
Yeah, but I don't have the cord that goes to my laptop to do that. I need to get it. So I can't. Okay. I'm literally sitting
I need to do it.
3 feet away from the router. The router is on the stereo speaker and the TV next to the TV, and I'm sitting on the couch. The other's on the coffee table. It's not that far.
He's people watching on East Idaho. 40,000. Holy cow!
I know.
It will not be started before
Is
that.
the volume
I know
okay? I'm all stressed out now.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. It's perfect.
The cameras away.
Good, everyone?
And
Okay.
that's what we did. We were literally just refreshing the stream over and over again, and then it pops up when he decides it pops up. So my guess is he's not quite ready for that yet. But I will tell you that we.
Oh, that's right. Judge Warner is streaming from his YouTube channel.
I'm say we're 40 or 50 at this point.
Okay, so
and I'm going to say that we
that must be where they're getting it
from this crowd, because they all have their phones out and they know that they can see the live stream.
Okay.
So it'll be very interesting.
Okay, let me ask you this question, and you're involved in setting.
I need to order one, Riddler. I do.
Various jurisdictions, every judge is different, every courtroom is different. What was the thinking in this case to provide audio only and on a delayed basis?
Hey,
so what the court spokesperson, we had a meeting with the court spokesperson way before trial ever began, media meeting, to talk about this and how it would work. And we asked, why can't we at least bring the audio in live? And he said, because the judge is worried about sidebars or anything else getting picked up. That's the only explanation we got.
So did you?
So, because it's his own feed and his own audio and it wasn't us, I don't know. Because when we do get the audio at the end of every day, all of those are cut out. So he'll say, "Can you approach the bench?" And then immediately we're back on the record again. So that is all cut out by the time we get the audio.
Boy,
I think he's just
a little paranoid.
Super paranoid. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you
That's
let
what I
him know
think.
The
that
judge
I
is
put
live
something
on his
out there,
YouTube
so he's
channel
very
right
concerned
now.
about it?
Here, I put it in the
Apparently
private
that
chat.
didn't-
We
Ju-
tried
That's where
everything.
they're getting
We
it
even
from, straight
appealed
from Judge Warden's
like the day
channel.
before trial, and then Media Center request to have closing arguments live streamed. He denied that, but I think that was the catalyst to him allowing the verdict, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't give up.
Well, good for you guys. I mean, it's a morsel,
It says
it's a nugget,
12:45
but it's something, and there will be a real release. I'll put it when we get to see that live, the culmination of this 5 weeks. Rich Schoenstein is glaring at me, which means he always has a brilliant point to make. So I'm going to let him make that. Rich.
I just want one final chance to rant about this no cameras in the courtroom thing. It's absurd. I can't figure out why they wouldn't even show closing arguments. Even if you said, well, we don't want the witnesses
Do we want to try to stream it from the judge's thingamajig? His YouTube? Oh, obviously, yes, because there she goes.
Is it working?
Yep, it's working.
Okay.
So, awesome. Now we're straight from
Thank
the judge.
you, Christine G. Now I'm going to take my... Okay, so remember how I told everybody, this is just idle chit chat that has zero to do with anything case related, but because we're just all waiting. So anybody watching on the replay, I realize it's off topic, but you guys know how I'm trying to get the weight off so I can be cute in all my little summer dresses that I have for my daughter's graduation. Well, I done got into my 8s. Now they are a little more snug than I would like, but there's nothing bubbling over. So that's good. That's all I want to say. I can deal with snug as long as there isn't bubble over. I do not like how I don't feel comfortable when I know I have a big old muffin top. I can't do it.
You got to get some clothes that fit you. That's how when I see somebody like that, I'm like, please get a bigger size.
Right. Just go up one size. But this is me, and I'm lazy because I know that I don't have, I didn't have that much to go before I could get into the 8s. It was a little bit of, it was a matter of cutting away the Pepsis and the snacks, which was a very huge sacrifice on my part because I do love some snacks.
Oh, up in the corner. Do you guys see up in the corner? There's the room.
Oh, let me take my banner away.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
let me hide my banner real quick.
Looks good.
Yeah, great. Yes.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I'm going to mute and take my thingy away.
I'm not going to touch nothing till it's done. I'm not going to touch nothing till it's done.
Sorry, I have my phone out too. I can't. Oh my God, there she is.
Yeah, turn that brightness up on that table, guys. Cameraman.
I see. I've got it out on my phone because it's more clear than on the computer. Is that Colby in the front, or who is that with the suit on it? Maybe not. Maybe it's investigator. If you
I
can
can't
see
tell.
any of the family in there.
Jen, they want you to take our faces off. Make it full screen.
Also, did you guys know now on YouTube you can zoom? If at least on the iPhones, you can be watching a YouTube video and zoom in on certain parts.
Now in session, Honorable Stephen Boyce, Judge presiding. Thank you. Please be seated. All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are going on the record. Court reporter, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This is case CR 22-21-1624, State of Idaho versus Noreen Vallow. The matter before the court today is for a verdict in the jury trial that's been conducted over the last several weeks in this case. The court will note on the record, prosecution is here represented by Mr. Wood, Ms. Blake, and Ms. Smith. The defense, Mr. Archibald, Mr. Thomas are present, as well as the defendant who is present. The court's been advised that the jury has reached a verdict at this time. Is the state ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Let's have the jurors brought in, please. While the jurors are being brought in, I'd like to indicate that this matter is being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel. In addition, the court's existing conduct order is in effect, and everyone needs to comply with that conduct order. This verdict has several counts. The court is going to require that all in attendance abstain from any sort of loud outbursts or sounds that could in any way affect the proceedings in this matter as the counts are read in the verdict. And I expect to maintain order and decorum as has been the case throughout this trial with those in attendance. So please keep that in mind once we get to this stage of these proceedings. So with that in mind, if the jurors are ready, they can be seated.
All right, please.
Hello. What the hell just happened? Oh, sorry, guys.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so
All right,
nervous,
thank
you
Mr.
guys.
Bailiff. Please be
I just
seated.
cannot imagine what it would feel like in that room right now.
If you make it full screen, Christine G, on YouTube, it'll take the bottom away, where it shows the judges. We don't have to have
All
all
right, the
that.
court will note that we had alternate jurors that were excused upon
There you go.
deliberations. So now
I'm not touching it.
the
Hang on.
remaining
babe.
12 jurors who
All right, don't touch
deliberated
nothing.
are
All right, I'll be
here
quiet now.
and appear to all be properly seated. Will counsel stipulate that the jury is all present and properly seated from the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Will the defense will stipulate?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, at this time, the court will inquire then from the jury. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yeah.
Very well. If you have the verdict form, I'd ask the bailiff bring that over here and we'll have it brought to the clerk to be read. right, the court has reviewed the verdict form, find that it's been properly completed, signed and dated. So at this time, I'll direct the clerk to please read the verdict into the record. The defendant would please rise.
In the District Court of the 7th
Thank you,
Judicial
Shmita.
District of the State of Idaho, and for the County of Fremont, State of Idaho plaintiff versus Lori Noreen Vallow, aka Lori Noreen Daybell, defendant, case number CR 22211624. Verdict. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn to try the above entitled action for our verdict, unanimously answer the questions submitted to us as follows. Question number 1. In regards to count 1 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Question number 2. In regards to count 2 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan? Answer, guilty. Question number 3, in regards to count 3 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Question number 4, in regards to count 4, the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty. Question number 5. In regards to count 5 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell? Answer, guilty. Question number 6, in regards to count 7 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of grand theft? Answer, guilty. Dated this 12th day of May, 2023, signed by the presiding officer.
All right, please be seated. Madam Clerk, thank you for reading the verdict into the record. At this time, let me just inquire of the jury, is this in fact your true and correct verdict?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Let me ask now from counsel, does the state wish to have the jury polled?
We do not, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the jury will be polled at this time. Madam Clerk, if you would please indicate only by juror numbers of each of the jurors if this is their true and correct verdict individually.
Juror number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 5, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 8, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 15, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 16, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court does find it's a unanimous verdict in this case, so I will direct the clerk to record the verdict into the record of this case. I'll now have a closing jury instruction for our jurors and also those alternate jurors that are in attendance today. You have now completed your duties as jurors in this case and are discharged with the sincere thanks of this court. The question may arise as to whether you may discuss this case with the attorneys or with anyone else. For your guidance, the court instructs you that whether you talk to the attorneys or to anyone else is entirely your own decision. It is proper for you to discuss this case if you want to, but you are not required to do so, and you may choose not to discuss the case with anyone at all. If you choose to talk to someone about the case, you may tell them as much or little as you like about your deliberations or the facts that influenced your decision. If you decide to discuss the case with anyone, you should be careful to respect the privacy and feelings of your fellow jurors. You should limit your comments to your own perceptions and feelings. If anyone persists in discussing the case over your objections or becomes critical of your service either before or after any discussion has begun, please report that to me. At this time, then, the court offers its sincere thanks to the jurors. I appreciate your patience and attentiveness throughout this lengthy trial. I also thank you again for upholding your important civic duty as jurors in this case. I'd also like to thank the attorneys who tried this case for your professionalism throughout the proceedings and in the pretrial motions that came before trial. At this time, then, the court will discuss briefly sentencing in this case. In Idaho, pursuant to Title 19, Chapter 25, a report is required to be prepared before sentencing called a pre-sentence investigation report. In a typical case, that report takes at least 2 months to prepare. In a case such as this, it will likely take longer. The court will inquire as to a pre-sentence investigator for the time frame required to prepare the report in this case. Upon getting an estimation, then the court will reach out to counsel for determining a date for sentencing. I'll just advise everyone that will likely be, I'm thinking, at least 3 months probably before that sentencing can be scheduled to have the report completed. The court will also advise at this time then, upon conclusion of the proceedings, the defendant will be remanded back to custody of the Ada County Sheriff at this time to be transferred to the Fremont County Sheriff for further proceedings in Fremont County for sentencing. The court will also instruct the clerk to collect any of the jurors' notes pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 24.1A. At this time, then, the court will ask that the jurors and any alternates in attendance be excused from the courtroom. And I am going to direct that all in attendance here remain seated until such time as the jurors have been completely exited from the courtroom. And in addition, I'll let the jurors know there is additional information you'll be receiving through the court administration offices on your way out as you leave today. So again, thank you for your service. Court will be adjourned. And Mr. Bailiff, if you could have all rise for the jury.
All right, please.
Look at her. She's got her arms crossed. She big mad.
All right, thank you, counsel. Thank you, everyone, for your decorum this afternoon. Court is adjourned.
Judge, when would you like me to open the doors for?
Wow.
If I was on the jury, I'd be like, I'm good, Judge. I want I want left and walked out, please.
Yes. Wow. She's big mad. I mean, they found her guilty on all counts. I mean, I think they did the right thing. I do. How are you girls feeling?
Well, I told you. I'm just kidding. I think they did a good jury job.
I agree. Now, I understand, you guys, that 3 months does seem like a long time, but it is pretty standard. That's about right for between conviction and sentencing, and she's not eligible for pre-sentencing release. So she's got to sit it out the whole time. And now this is where the trial will get interesting, okay? Because now we move to the sentencing phase. And so what will end up happening is they're going to do a pre-sentencing investigation, right? So the prosecution will give their sentencing recommendations, right? But then so will the defense, and the defense will likely put on witnesses as mitigating factors. I can't imagine who would testify on Lori's behalf, but maybe there might be.
So Is it just it's state by state? Because like Letitia didn't get that.
Okay, so the reason Leticia didn't get it is because what she was convicted of carries a mandatory life without the possibility of parole sentence.
Oh,
So, um, you know, that's why. The, I believe that this obviously has a little wiggle room in sentencing, and I think it has to do with the fact that co- she was found incompetent twice, and then they sent her to competency camp, and then they let her, got her all stable and whatnot, and then she boom, declared competent. So there you go. So I have to look into um what she can use as mitigating factors in her sentencing phase. I know that when they were talking about it, as far as like during like the pretrial hearings and stuff, they're not allowed to. Idaho doesn't have like a not guilty by reason of insanity. They don't have that type of defense. But I know that Archibald said more than once that they weren't going to bring up anything respective to her mental health until sentencing. But I want to know exactly what they can bring in.
I have a question, a big one.
Yes.
Okay,
He said,
go ahead, Alex. Ali.
I was just going to say, he said, I think if they were going for death, but he won't be bringing it up since they're not. And I don't know I think there's only one possible sentence because she can't get the death penalty. And so that's really confusing why they pushed it off, because I think there's requirements on some of those charges, but I'd have to double check. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
what I
about
want
that.
to do. Okay,
Ooh,
what
I
is the
got a
big
headache.
question?
My big question is, what if in the meantime, in like the 3 months, she agrees to testify against Chad? Will her sentence be? Will that be consideration?
No. The time to so what you would want to do, okay, ideally, if you're going to flip, is you'd like to flip before the jury finds you guilty, because now the state
What if she wants a lighter? She wants to go to the special prison. They won't consider that.
not now.
Okay.
The time to negotiate. I mean, well, that's not true. That's not entirely true. Yes, they can take, like, say they can take the life without the possibility of parole off. They can give her an opportunity at parole. But that doesn't see what's tricky about that is it doesn't necessarily mean she will get it. Just because you apply for parole doesn't mean you get paroled. And on top of which, um, they would then that not only would she have to have some type of like the only deal to get would be where there was a possibility of parole, and obviously that your sentences run concurrently rather than consecutively, because also again, what is the point? They can do it if they feel that they need her testimony, but honestly, I can't see her doing that, Christine. I really can't. I think she wants to go down a martyr.
You know who's having a bad hour right now is Chad.
Also,
oh, Chad's pooping his pants right now.
Yeah.
You know he
but
is.
also, some of those charges might have requirements of no parole. I don't know. I got to look into it. But like in Colorado, remember that was the way it was with the first degree murder. Oh my God, that was emotional. I cried. Like I was crying pretty hard for a moment. My head's hurting, but just hearing, like, seeing her hearing that be said by the judge, you are guilty, 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 and her having to stand there and take it, like, and hearing their names. Oh my God, it was a lot. That finally, I just feel like it's been a long time coming, and she thought she was untouchable. Well, you about to find out, Miss Thing.
Zombie levels at that moment.
she's cursing every single one of them. They're all gonna have like ingrown hairs and toenails, and she's rescinding her wall of protection. You guys are all in big trouble.
Her arms crossed, like,
I know.
She was pissed.
God, I'm glad we got to see that.
All right, so this is what it says. Subject to the provisions of sections 19-2515 and 19-2515A, Idaho Code, every person guilty of murder, the first degree, shall be punished by death or by imprisonment for life, provided that a sentence of death shall not be imposed unless the prosecuting attorney filed written notice of intent to seek death. Hold on, let me see what this is. That's California.
Wow, wow, wow. I bet you Kay and Larry are pretty happy.
I could see them
I'll
sitting
be
at that,
looking
or
forward to seeing them.
I think I could see Larry sitting in the back with his head down, not in the back, but
Could you? Ah, I couldn't tell. I got to go back and look.
maybe I thought I did, but I could be, I just see things. So
You probably did.
Oh
Hey,
my.
Joan.
thinking about Chad
Said,
getting
oh my
his
God,
phone
I'm
call.
crying.
Thinking about Chad getting his phone call right now from his attorneys. Well, bud, maybe we should rethink this.
I know.
Chad is-
I wonder what
Chad-
they're thinking right now.
I'll tell you what Chad is doing. Chad is sitting there in the jail trying to work on people's pain levels,
He's probably crying.
inflicting pain and turning down pain and all the things. Yeah. Yeah, this
Father
is
Chad.
the storm will never be out again.
Chad just got a call from Pryor and he's shitting bricks. I know.
Wow. Wowie, wow, wow.
Aw, look at Tortitude. A
I
loud cheer
see
sounds
that.
Aw.
Oh,
Sweet.
I love that. I love that. What a fantastic. This has been like an amazing week in sad way. It's sad though. So amazing is not the right word. I mean, it has been.
Yeah.
We got look there. Justice was served for Gannon, right? And now justice is served halfway for Lori. I mean, for JJ, Tylee, and Tammy, because they still have to. Huh?
The Wests will be done soon, probably.
Yes, yes. So let's see if the trifecta of evil can all get found guilty and be put away for life without the possibility of parole.
Ooh, big summer. Big start to summer.
Huge, huge.
Yeah.
Although
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm glad justice was served. I just never take joy in these verdicts because at the end of the day, these kids and Tammy are never going to come back. Gannon will never come back.
Yep.
You know? I'm glad to see that Lori was
Sad.
big mad though, wearing her cowardly
like-
lion.
I wish we could have had that view of her when she was number one crying when they talked about finding the kids, because apparently she was crying and sobbing and needed medication and all the things. And I also would like to have seen her face when during the closing arguments. I wish we could have seen that.
I do too. I wish we could have seen this is what I was most looking forward to seeing in Lori's trial. I wanted to see the look on her face when Melanie G got up there on the stand and testified against her, because I just wanted to see her face. But if I were you, Melanie G, now Allie and I have said this to you a few times, but I hope you hear me this time for real. Okay, I would if I were you and your bangs, I would not be sleeping soundly. I would not be breathing a sigh of relief. I would not be thinking that it's over, because they were comparing your hair recently, ma'am. So there you have it. I'm curious what the I'm curious what Arizona is going to do. Obviously, I don't think that Idaho itself has enough on Melanie. Either maybe Melanie P, but they must not feel strong enough in it. But I would be very curious what, if any, charges they could potentially be facing in Arizona. That's what I'd like to know, because Melanie P moved. I call her Melanie BP because I like to incorporate all her names, lest she forget what she was a part of by, you know,
I feel so
dropping the
bad for
last
her.
name for drawer. I don't.
I feel no for her arranged husband.
Oh yes.
Like, well, poor guy was just going along, just wanted a wife, and then bam.
Right. Well, the thing is, after hearing some of the testimony, Christine, I'm not exactly sure that I do think in the very, very beginning he was going along wanting a wife, and Melanie BP is pretty. So he probably thought he was getting a great deal. But I really think that I have a very difficult time believing that the recording of conversations that he did was in an effort to do anything other than have leverage to use to get Melanie BP out of trouble and himself. I think that's why he was frustrated with law enforcement, because I don't think they were willing to cut him a deal, or Melanie BP. And the fact that Melanie BP isn't facing contempt charges in Idaho baffles me, because she defied a direct order by the court. She was told she wasn't allowed to listen to anything, read anything, watch anything, listen to any of the audio, and she did. And
Yes.
she, not even like a part of it. She said she listened straight all the way to Brandon's testimony. She knew she wasn't supposed to, and she did it anyway. And my guess is that she didn't want to testify, to be quite frank, that she would be willing to risk contempt charges. I can't believe she hasn't been charged. I think she should be.
When
I
her
think that's the
husband said
very
that
big.
he hadn't read anything but a few headlines, I didn't believe that.
I didn't either. I didn't either. I didn't either. But then they let him go too. They released him from his subpoena. But we'll see what's around the corner for them, and because Lori is going to be charged in.
They said Larry. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, Larry and Kay
They
are
said
doing the
that
presser.
Larry. Yeah, I was just trying to get your attention about that. But
to go
I
to
actually am
the-
going to jump in your chat because I got to go get Trenton from baseball,
I have to
Okay,
go
babe.
to
a
the
baseball
Central
game.
Garden.
But
All right. Well,
okay.
I think I'm just going to end it, because I know that my connection is not going to be stable enough to stream the presser. But I appreciate each and every one of you being here, and thank you, Christine G. That's a me for sharing the screen and streaming it so the audio wasn't all wonky.
Mhm.
Thank you, Allie, for being my trial buddy throughout this whole
Oh,
thing.
thank
Good
you.
job, ladies.
I know.
Best.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
the-
Yeah, I can't believe it's over. Well, it's not over yet.
It's
We
not
still have
over.
Chad, and yeah, it's
Thanks
not
for
over
allowing me
yet.
to join you for the big moment.
Oh, well, I'm just glad you were here to join.
Aw, and for my internet.
Me too.
That too. I would have figured
Yeah,
something
that
out
too.
though.
But yeah, I'm glad you could.
Let's just call it what it is, okay?
Stop it.
No.
All right. I love you
She
guys.
knows
I gotta
better.
go.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you, Backyard Garden. I appreciate that
And
so
I love you guys, and
much.
I'm going to go.
All right. Bye, Allie. Thanks, babe.
Bye, beautiful Jen. I'll see you tonight.
All right. I can't wait. I'll be there with bells on.
Later.
Later, babe. Okay. So
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye. So tonight, Allie and I are gonna Crime Curious are gonna finish some stuff up with respect to Leticia Stalk. So join us at 9 Eastern for that. Also, Allie and I are going to be going over more in depth the Vallow-Daybell trial because I think we missed a lot of key elements. And I know it sort of seems anticlimactic since we now know how the story is going to end. But I I think JJ, Tylee, and Tammy and Charles all deserve it. And I really am also want to do it because I think that I know that the state of Idaho has said that essentially their case against Chad is the same, and I want to have a better idea of what they have really against Chad as well, and maybe kind of try to figure out maybe what their strategy will be going forward. So, they're going to change it up just ever so slightly because I'm sure that even though they got the verdict that they wanted, there's always room for improvement and mistakes happen because we're all human. And so I'm sure that adjustments will be made, but I really do want to I want to go over the Vallow trial more in depth. And then we have, of course, coming up Sarah Boone. So, and uh, Brian Koberger, his pretrial hearing. So we're of course going to cover that. So anyway, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for the super chats. If you haven't done so already, give your girl a thumbs up. Helps me out. It's a free way to support the channel and I appreciate it greatly. Welcome to the new members. Thank you for the gifted memberships. And I will see you over on Allie's channel tonight. All right. Bye.